What's good, y'all? It's your boy Mixtape Moth, and today I'm gonna hit y'all with my thoughts on this new EP from Hus Kingpin entitled A Poem in 10 Books. Now, there are quite a few underground artists who you could describe as consistent and prolific, and Hus Kingpin clearly fits that description, but he does stand out as one of the more unique artists in that space over the last few years, and he has this knack for crafting these very conceptual projects that tap into a specific vibe for each release. But his new one, A Poem in 10 Books, appears to be based on the English poet John Milton's Paradise Lost from the 1600s. So there are elements that tie into that book throughout this project, in addition to movie clips that give it that old English feel. It contains just 10 tracks, lasting approximately 22 minutes, and the features are Sage Infinite, Grunge Gallardo, Snotty, Rim, and Smooth. But with that being said, let me go ahead and just hit y'all with this track-by-track breakdown. The opener, Poets of Bahia, the Cumulator, immediately sets this mystical and otherworldly vibe. And here he's comparing his pen to a cumulator, and here's some really intense imagery here, like burning caskets, broken prayers, and basket wishes. As a whole, this haunting vocal harmony and guitar really tap into that Paradise Lost vibe out the gate. Track 2, Ether Tears with Sage Infinite, has this beat that sounds like it was dusted off from that classical music era. I like the orchestral, string-heavy production, and this instrumental was definitely dancing through my head this week. Hus has some interesting lines like, "She only loved cocaine and Prada. She F's away the slow pain, insomnia." I also like the clever, "I wrote this backwards so I could flip the paper." Sage Infinite had a solid verse also, and he's reminding us that he's an older head with bars like, "Ain't gotta Instagram it. I'm from that era where you didn't plan it." Track 3, Art of Voice with Grunge Gallardo, has these epic ethereal chops and swirling strings. It's another unique instrumental on the project. Hus came through with some more clever lines like, "I could fucking blank 182 grams and 20 grand. He also said some real smooth poetic stuff that sounded cool, even though I couldn't make much sense of it. Gaddafi's quiet confessions like sign language on stretchers. Death wishing wells, I overflow the picture. I put you under running bases, slow your liver." Now, as for Grunge Gallardo's portion, it was alright, but I did wish Hus just would have 2 verses. The following track, Tony with Sage Infinite, has a whimsical boom bap beat. I like the thick drum presence. It's very mid-tempo, head nodding hip hop. Sage Infinite's verse was cool, but I felt Hus had more memorable lines like, "Out of space, Scarface, I still orbit your globe," and "It's fucked up when the ones that you love drink your warm blood." The next one, Sleepwalker, produced by Crisis, is a real highlight. This has a signature Crisis beat, and that's very warm, soulful, and dreamlike. It almost feels like springtime. That was the vibe I was getting here. But here, Hus gets on his romantic player tip, talking about sleepwalking through the city. The bars are dope, but the beat definitely makes it even more appealing. Then there is Dark Poetry, produced by Macapella, which flips the classic Black Star instrumental Respiration, a sample that you clearly can't go wrong with. I did like the following lines. "It's dark poetry, so when I write, I dip swords in open wounds to paint those red moons." I mean, who else in hip hop is really talking like this at the moment? Also, Flip 21 Birds like Dominique Wilkins was clever. I'm not sure if it's been said before. Kind of sounds a little familiar though, but I could be bugging. The next track, Paradise Lost, slows down the tempo even more with its soothing, elegant keys. And this one feels like a short cinematic interlude. Here, Hus speaks on his girl, stating, "She was a rebel's angel. If it was lightning out, she'd say it was rainbows." So overall, it's just another cool wavy track that created a mood. The following, Infamous 2.0, has the darkest and punchiest beat on the project by far, and this feels like it was meant to be played in a dark English castle or something of the sort. Snotty does have a hungry opening verse, but it was Hus Kingpin who really wound up stealing the show, especially with bars like "This ugly world will put miles on a child. The sun dries tears, the sun god flow." I wrote the sunrise of the year. Also, shake down the industry shit because now they got commercial bougie rap dudes rocking sex outfits. So obviously Hus isn't feeling some of the antics of his mainstream counterparts. The second and last track, No Ordinary with Rim, is a storytelling record where Hus and Rim do paint a vivid picture about a girl who is not an ordinary love. And this is set to this grungy, off-kilter synth beat. Hus did have a humorous line in regards to the girl. She said you need some peace, not Khalees. So that was a shout out to Nas right quick. Rim did manage to be my favorite feature on the project. However, he has such a gritty New York sounding voice that's dope, and I wouldn't mind getting a solo album from Rim this year, or even more collabs with Hus. Then the project wraps up with Brazilian Coffee Lady with Smooth, and Hus continues to show love to Brazil, where he talks about a coffee lady from there who has been on his mind lately. And this has a sparkling piano boom bap beat that's very rich. It's kind of giving me old Black Star vibes. So overall, I'm gonna give this project a rating of 4 mics. Definitely nothing lower than a strong 3.5. I thought it was a well-produced, creative, and unique EP. Short and to the point, with no skips. And I feel it might contain some of the best production that Hus has rapped over in recent memory, in my opinion. He sticks to the theme of the 10 books throughout, and of course there were those mystical 1600s to 1700s era undertones throughout. Yeah, when you are in the mood for something very poetic and different, give this a spin. My favorite tracks include Ether Tears, Art of Voice, Sleepwalker, Dark Poetry, No Ordinary, and Brazilian Coffee Lady. Let me know what you thought about this album in the comment section. It's your boy Mixtape Moth. I'm signing out, but be sure to hit that like button and please subscribe. As always, it's peace and blessings. Hus Kingpin, a poem in 10 books. 1.